everybody, I'm Bob Beattie, and today we're in Kitzbuhel, Austria for Chevy Truck Ski World. I hope you'll have a good time. We are. This weekend in Kitzbuhel is the biggest party in all of skiing. This is where the famed Hahnenkamm World Cup downhill ski race takes place, and over 100,000 people will pass through Kitzbuhel. It's party time in the mountains. For the World Cup ski racers, this is serious business though, and many have fallen prey to the toughest downhill of all. Back in 1986, Chiba of Japan took a horrible fall and toppled along the top of the fencing. He never raced again in Kitzbuhel. In 1995, Pietro Vitellini of Italy fell and flew right over the fencing. Fortunately, there was plenty of snow that year to cushion his fall. In fact, he went right back up and finished 5th in a second downhill that year. But my colleague and good friend Todd Brooker from Canada wasn't as lucky in 1988 when he took this incredible fall, which ended his World Cup career. For the winner of the downhill here, this will be an experience he'll never forget. Today, on Chevy Truck Ski World, the man who has led alpine ski racing since he quit his job as a bricklayer, the man Arnold Schwarzenegger, a fellow Austrian called the Hermannator, Hermann Maier. And what does Morgan know that most of us don't? It's called fakie, a maneuver on a snowboard. Also, from Austria to Norway, some of the most beautiful snow-covered beach we've ever seen, with one of the world's top freeriders. All of this and more coming up on ESPN.
Join Bob Beattie and Chevy Trucks as they travel the world of skiing and snowboarding on ESPN.
Welcome to Chevy Truck Ski World. Now, that just a few people usually are in this mall, but on this particular weekend, there are thousands and thousands having a great time. It's a great party. And you know who they've come to watch? They've come to watch the great Austrian champion, Hermann Maier. Let's take a look at Hermann. Hermann Maier from Austria is the latest superstar in the sport of alpine ski racing. He is 27 years of age and astounded the world in the downhill event of the 1998 Olympics in Nagano, Japan, when he misjudged a bump and took a fall which would have put most racers out of action. Not Maier though. He came right back and won the Olympic Super G as well as the giant slalom. This prompted fellow Austrian Arnold Schwarzenegger to name him the Hermannator. Last winter, he had a problem with his back. No wonder.
It's much better now. We did some stabilization training for the body, and it's much better in this moment, and I hope it's good the whole season long.
At the World Championships in Vail Beaver Creek, he won both the downhill and the Super G. Last summer, the Austrians trained with the US ski team in New Zealand.
Yeah, it's good for the US, and we know a lot of things about the new culture about food from the US, fast food. So
don't eat too much food.
We learned it in New Zealand, and now it's much better for us.
I asked him about skiing on the edge.
It's great to ski in the downhill, and I guess it's much better. You ski on the edge and you have problems some, and you have to risk full. It's much easier for me to get on the limit, and I ski more safer, I guess.
Why do you think the Austrians are so good? The Austrian fans feel you have to win every race. That's some pressure, isn't it?
In this season, I guess it's easier than at the last season. So at the last season, I had a lot of pressure, but this season I like more skiing, and I don't have so much pressure. It's third season for me now on the top level, and I guess it's better now, and I like it in the moment.
It's hard to believe that a few years ago, Maier was a bricklayer and a ski instructor. He combines power and great technique, and will go on winning for a long time. I asked him if he is ever afraid.
Sometimes, yes. Maybe I meet a girl, so I'm afraid a little bit.
You meet a girl.
Yeah.
Hermann Maier is the new superstar of ski racing in the same league with Jean-Claude Keely, Tony Seiler, and Franz Klammer.
Chevy Truck Ski World is being brought to you by Chevy Trucks, the one the U.S. ski team depends on. By Coca-Cola Classic, always the real thing, always Coca-Cola. And by Visa, the preferred card of the U.S. ski team. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
When we come back, from alpine ski racing to the world of snowboarding, just what is fakie all about? Stay with us. Welcome back to Chevy Truck Ski World. We're in Kitzbuhel, Austria today. My hotel room overlooks the elementary school here, and I can't wait to get up every morning to the sound of young kids on their way to school. And now, let's head back to the United States, to Vail, Colorado, where I recently discussed the fakie move with our snowboarding expert, Morgan LaFonte. It's this week's Coca-Cola Classic Snowboard Experience. I'm with our snowboarding expert, Morgan LaFonte in Vail, Colorado. Morgan, nice to see you again.
Nice to see you, Bob, as always.
Now, there's one thing about snowboarding that I kind of get tickled about, and that's fakie. Tell us about fakie.
That tickles you, huh?
Yeah, it tickles me.
Well, fakie is, I think, a really important thing that everybody that wants to really be a good snowboarder should learn.
Yeah.
It's basically flipping your board around with your tail facing down the hill and still making your turns.
You know, what do you do?
Well, you can either hop around to go to fakie, or you can slide your board around. There's lots of different ways. The people that can ride fakie really well, they look just like they're riding regular.
Really?
Like they're riding straight down the hill forward.
And what's the thrill of it?
Just the options, I guess.
The option?
To being able to do that and then flip back around.
Morgan, explain some of the dynamics of what we call fakie.
Basically, you're applying all of the dynamics of riding forward to riding backwards, which means what was your uphill shoulder is now your downhill shoulder, and it's now guiding the way.
Well, Morgan, it's nice to see you again.
Yes, you, Bob.
And we're going to see you next week describing another area of snowboarding.
Great. Are we going to see you on a snowboard next week?
You bet. Thanks, Morgan. In the future weeks, we're going to have you let us know the world of snowboarding better. And I'm with a lot of good friends of mine, recent new friends of mine. They're from Salzburg. They're having a great time. When you can't beat them, absolutely join them. Right now, we're going to go to Norway. Shane McConkey is in Norway with our video review. Oh boy, is this fun or what? Matchstick Productions headed to Norway with freestyle expert Shane McConkey for this segment of their film, Global Storming.
So we're here in Narvik, Norway. It's a pretty beautiful place. It's right on the ocean. There's fjords everywhere. There's like 20 hours of light every day. It's beautiful light around here. The terrain's amazing at this mountain. This place is really cool.
It seems that some people never fail to find the most beautiful snow in faraway places. And now it's time for some snow news.
Austrian Hermann Maier recently won the downhill in Garmisch, Germany, and is now tied with Franz Klammer, the great Austrian champion, with 26 World Cup victories.
Coming up, a young U.S. ski team racer who found the top of the Hahnenkamm downhill right here in Kitzbuhel to be one of the most awesome places on earth. Welcome back to Chevy Truck Ski World. We're in Kitzbuhel, Austria for the Hahnenkamm weekend. The snow has been falling nonstop here. Let's go now to my hometown of Aspen, Colorado, where Anda Royce will help us out with our powder skiing.
Hi, I'm Anda Royce with the Ski and Snowboard Schools of Aspen, and it's a powder day. And the rule number one in a powder day is don't wait for anybody, because you want to go. And you know that your friends won't wait for you, so you don't wait for them either. That's tip number one.
The rules on a powder day are every man for himself.
Ski fast, ski hard, and take no prisoners.
Rules of the powder day. Never wait for anybody on a powder day.
There's only 2 rules for a powder day. That is no sleeping in and don't ski where everyone else has been.
I'm here with my friend Ann on top of Aspen Mountain. It's a powder day. We're going to go ski, have some fun. But first of all, Ann, it's a work day. You're working. How did you make it up here today?
Well, actually, when you got 10 inches of fresh, live in a ski town, the powder clause goes into effect. Sorry, boss.
You can always find some nice powder on the side of a run. We're close to the trees, so we're gonna try to be, in our comfort zone. Don't go too fast, gonna stay in control of speed. And I want you to think about skiing with both of your feet, so it's more even weight distribution in powder. So another good tip in powder is good pole plant. Good pole plant always makes you start the next turn. It's a good way to initiate the turn, and it also keeps your shoulders down, squared down the hill, and that's very important. And that was great skiing. That was. It was fun, and you did awesome. You were using your pole plants, you're making those turns nice, with nice rhythm, and you're working your legs and facing down the hill. I think you did great.
Thank you.
That was
fun?
a lot of fun. Like even the falling?
Yeah, the falling was the best part.
It's soft and everything, so falling is part of powder skiing. Don't be afraid, just go out there and have fun.
Anda Royce is always one who can help you with your skiing, and when I get back to Aspen in just a few days, she's going to have to give me a little bit of lesson too. The Golden and Greif Hotel right behind me now is a place that I've stayed for 38 years. I love the place. I've stayed in exactly the same room for 38 years. Room number 304. Now, Jacob Fiala for the U.S. ski team was here in Kitzbuhel for the very first time last year. He had some very interesting thoughts about the start of the Hahnenkamm. It's this week's sprint inside ski racing. How about Kitzbuhel? What are your memories of that?
I mean, that's the race you watch from being a kid, and tons of American athletes have, they base their careers around that. I mean, I have respect for it now, but I think last year maybe I gave some of those courses a little bit too much respect, and some of those guys a little bit too much respect. And
well, a lot of racers who I've seen in the past go to Kitzbuhel, get to the start, and say, back right out. But I mean, what is it like in that start? I mean, that's an awesome affair.
It's steep, steeper than you can imagine. I think you're up to 60 or 70 before you know. You can hear it in your helmet before you get to the first gate. The wind's blowing. You got to start turning right away. It's like no other course. You don't have any time to think about it. 2 huge turns before the first big drop. Once you push out a start, then I think kind of instincts take over, and you just have to believe in your skiing that you're gonna do well and make it down.
In a few years, Jacob will know a lot more about Kitzbuhel, but he'll always remember his first experience. And now it's time for some more snow news.
Italian superstar Alberto Tomba recently agreed to pay $3.99 million in overdue taxes, less than 3 months before he was due to stand trial on tax evasion charges.
When we return, the most colorful scene in all of alpine skiing. It's Kitzbuhel, once a year. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Chevy Truck Ski World. Kitzbuhel is an authentic old Austrian village with classic rustic buildings dating back to the 9th century. One long weekend of the year in January, it transforms from a village of 8,000 people to a party of over 50,000 people. It's Hahnenkamm weekend, often compared to the Super Bowl of ski racing. This sport dominates in Austria, much like football in the United States. Put all those fans together in a town the size of Aspen, Colorado, and you've got the Hahnenkamm in Kitzbuhel, Austria. When you hear the term Tyrolean village, Kitzbuhel should come to mind, with colorful old buildings everywhere, many with quaint, charming paintings on them for the full effect. Kitzbuhel is located 2 hours from the Munich airport in Germany. 60 cable cars, gondolas, and lifts help you explore the many trails for skiers and snowboarders that make up this resort, with the beauty of the Tyrolean Alps, 99 miles of manicured peaks all around. People have been skiing here since 1892. The kids can dream about skiing and ski racing right from their school's playground. Kitzbuhel is well known for its beauty, glitz, and glamour, and the one weekend of the year that it converts into a bright, boisterous town vibrating with action. Hermann Maier is a saint here, and although he's busy concentrating on winning his first Hahnenkamm downhill, his fans can get their picture taken with him. His fanmobile makes its way around the festivities. There's dancing, eating, and drinking everywhere you turn. Marching bands and clanging cowbells make it difficult to hear, so everyone shouts, adding to the craziness. They party through the night, and most actually do make it to the races each day to cheer on their favorite racers. This is the Mardi Gras of ski racing, the Kentucky Derby, or the Indy 500 mountain style.
You know, Kitzbuhel is a great place, and I love coming here every year, and particularly to find guys like this. How's your hat? I like your hat.
That's fine. It's brilliant. It's a great hat.
Where are you from?
Norway.
From Norway? And do they wear hats like that in Norway?
Yeah. Places like that, yeah. Places like here, yeah.
Let me try it on. How is that? Does it look good on me?
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah. Great hat for you.
When I go back to Colorado, they'll love me in this hat. Huh?
Yeah, probably, yeah. You should bring a hat like that back. Yeah, you should bring a hat like that back to the stage, yeah.
Darren Rahlves is a hot member of the U.S. ski team. You'd never know it to see me here standing talking about it right now, but he's the subject of this week's Visa Presents the U.S. ski team. Thank you very much. Good to see you. Can I have my hat back?
Yeah, and I get mine.
I think that's better. Veteran Daron Rahlves is back and in good shape after some nagging injuries this past season. He crashed big in the downhill at Beaver Creek, Colorado, early this season. But he clinched a 14th in the Super G there and went on to Lake Louise, British Columbia in Canada to place 8th in the Super G. He's a bright spot on the ski team horizon. I caught up with him earlier this season in Beaver Creek.
Well, last year was a big downer for me. I mean, I came in with so many expectations. It was just a bad feeling all year, and never quite like stuck that little, like confidence that I needed to hold any race. Like I couldn't focus and just having problems. And
Darren, it seems like the ski team has stepped up a lot of off-snow activity.
It's been a good thing and a bad thing. I mean, it's good to be with guys. We can push each other, back and forth throughout the summer, and you really step up with your conditioning. But it's tough because you're on the road all winter long, and then you got to be on the road in the summertime.
You participate in a lot of events off skiing. Particularly, you're a Harley driver. Is that a big deal for you?
Yeah, I love my Harley. It's a time where I can just get away, and it makes you feel free, just like skiing does. You're by yourself, you're in control. You get the wind in your face, and you can do it with buddies, you can do it alone.
The Birds of Prey downhill here in Beaver Creek is considered one of the toughest in the world.
I mean, the only thing is you kick out of the start, and you gotta hold your tuck, real low tuck, and just glide for about 20 seconds. But then from there on down, after that first 20, it's just action the whole way. And to me, that's what makes a good downhill.
Rahlves has come a long way in the downhill event and is now the top U.S. racer.
I gained a lot of experience just from last year,
just from being on the tour, like, you know, one full season.
But you're a little guy, and most of the downhillers in the world these days are pretty good-sized fellas.
It doesn't matter. I can be fast. I know I will be fast, and it's just, to me, there's no limits.
Darren Rahlves is close to a major breakthrough, which will place him at the top. Coming up, a chance to do that right here in Kitzbuhel. Stay with us.
Chevy Truck Ski World has been brought to you by Chevy Trucks, the one the U.S. ski team depends on. By Sprint, the official telecommunications provider to the U.S. ski team. And by Visa, the preferred card of the U.S. ski team. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be. And now it's time for this week's Chevy Truck, on the road with the U.S. ski and snowboard team.
The U.S. men's alpine team raced in Kitzbuhel with mixed results. In the Super G event, Darren Rahlves of Truckee, California was in second place on the split time near the bottom of the race course, but got tangled with a gate and was forced wide of the last major turn.
Oh, he got swung out wide there. Way out into that soft snow. It took him a long time to get back in his tuck again. He might have lost some time in there.
He lost a lot of time, but still ended up 10th. Austrian superstar Hermann Maier powered through to win his third Super G of the season.
Look how early he was
so
finished that
powerful.
turn.
Oh boy, he is good. The downhill had to be shortened due to heavy snow. Christian Godina from Italy held the early lead.
I'm the best, so
look
I
at
get
this.
the fastest ski.
0.8 of a second, he has the lead. Then came Austrian Fritz Strobel.
I like the way he's pressing these hands forward there, really sucking up those small bumps and trying to stay in a tuck, and I think he's got the fastest speed along there. His skis are moving here.
Fritz Strobel won. It's every Austrian's dream to win the famed Hahnenkamm. The best result for the U.S. was Chris Puckett, who ended up 20th, and apparently he was happy with the result.
Yeah, bro, that came from baby! Yeah!
Darren Rahlves finished 26th, Jacob Fiala 40th, and Paul Casey Puckett finished 41st. The fitting ending for the downhill event was the prize giving at the finish area, where over 20,000 people showed up. They worship downhill ski racing here. It was Kitzbuhel at its very best. It's always great to be here for the Hahnenkamm. U.S. ski team has a little ways to go, but they're coming along, particularly Darren Rahlves. Now, how about you two? Where are you from?
I'm from Kirchberg. It's the next village from Kitzbuhel.
And do you come here every year?
Yes, of course. It's necessary.
Now, how about Hermann Maier? He's pretty good, isn't he?
I don't understand.
Oh, Hermann Maier, pretty good?
Best skier of the world, so what a question.
Everybody in Austria loves him, right?
Of course. Of course.
Well, we
He's
think
a good-looking guy.
Oh, good-looking guy. I hear that he doesn't have a girlfriend anymore.
It doesn't matter. It's the best for all the other girls. So.
Okay, we've had a great time in Kitzbuhel this week. Next week, we're going to be in Bozeman, Montana. Can you believe that? Join us then, won't you? Big sky. Goodbye, everybody.
With the struggle, it seems, while the spirit is learning that we rise with our dreams.
This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com, part of the Go Network, go.com.